What are the various roles and functions that the AVTA performs?
We perform, I think, a very critical function in that AVTA empowers mobility by getting people where they need to be safely, cost-effectively, and on time. I think to be in this industry, you have to have somewhat of a servant's heart. So you have to have the right attitude and the right desire in the first place, which is serve our communities. We empower mobility for veterans, for seniors, for students, for economically challenged people that may not have any other way to get around. And so for $1.50, they can get to almost anywhere in Palmdale or Lancaster and get to where they need to be and do what they need to do. And that includes job interviews, medical attention, just the whole gamut.
We allow our seniors, our veterans, the handicapped, and our students to ride for free or subsidized amounts. We want to make sure that everybody out there is taken care of. So our seniors have paid their dues. We need to take care of them. Our veterans have definitely paid their dues. So by taking care of them, they can spend their money on other things. If these people are going to rely on us, we have to make sure the service is going to be there. So we're trying not to rely on taxes or fares for it. We're looking for the subsidies. We're looking for the general grants. We look for different grants through different administrations at different places. We're showing the entire world, we're showing the entire nation, this is the way that you can do things.
We want to make sure that our community members are able to get from one place to another. People that might not have access to a vehicle, we make sure that we have a way for someone to maybe get to a doctor's appointment, or maybe go to the bank, or maybe it's just for some leisure time off to get to a park and want to bring their family. We make it easier for them to do that, and we try ways that actually cut down on time and to try and get them there as directly as we can. In a nutshell, I think it says that we care, because we do. We wouldn't show up and do this every day if we didn't have a passion for our community, for the people that are here, and for the world at large.
You can't just say we're going electric and rely on that to change the entire world. You have to show them that and on top of that, you have to have great customer service. You have to reach out to the community. You have to develop the community. You have to show them that you can supply these services to people and make it more effective and more efficient. That's what the AVTA board does. It shows what this community actually is. It cares about its residents, it cares about everybody, and it will be number one. It makes you proud that you're able to offer those services to people, especially when the 60-footers are out there and then they're full.
You touched on something that I think a lot of people might overlook with respect to the services that transportation agency provides. You get more than just getting from point A to point B when you ride the bus, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've had bus operators at our transit centers actually get off the bus and help an elderly person across the driveway over to the right station and make sure she understands to take the bus 3 or the bus 11, whatever the case may be. So there are a lot of very caring operators who develop personal relationships with their customers and know the ones that need a little extra attention, a little extra care, and are willing to go above and beyond and do that. I've never been a fan of technology for technology's sake. I've always been a fan of technology for making it better for man in some way. And that really embodies what we're all about. We only have one service. You know, we're not like a lot of other companies that, well, if you don't want to buy our accounting software, you can buy our manufacturing software. If you don't want to buy our Chevy, you can buy our Cadillac. We only have one product, and that's empowering mobility for people who otherwise may not be able to get around. So it's something we take very seriously. It's something that we really focus the organization on. Is if we fail on that, we fail, period. There is no second backup product. So I think we're a very important function for this community, and we want to just continue to excel at that.
What is the jurisdiction of the AVTA?
Well, it's basically North LA County, so it includes obviously Lancaster and Palmdale, and then a lot of the unincorporated areas, Quartz Hill and Lake Los Angeles and Sun Village, and it all has to do with where are people living, where are they moving to, where are new housing tracts being built, where are new apartment complexes or condos being built, where are the work centers going. where the schools are. So again, it's just a matter of meshing up with the other side of the community and making sure we're being responsive to their needs. We study our routes, our boardings and disembarkings on a weekly basis and look at what's going on, if we're getting more or less people coming on and off the bus. Again, so that we can constantly restructure our routes to be more effective. And that's one of the things that led to our Route 1 restructuring. As we kept looking at our week-to-week boardings and disembarkments, you notice that Route 1 was a very heavily traveled route, but over time, that peak had shifted about 4 hours. So we went back through and we reshifted our peak service to where the frequent buses on 15-minute headways are where the actual heavy flow is. And within the first 3 weeks, we immediately had an increase in ridership of about 450 a week. So if you took that out over a year's time, it's 23,000 additional rides. We take 2.5 million people off the road every year. In our first 1 million miles of electric service, which gave us an isolation of greenhouse gas emissions, we reduced those by 1.3 million pounds. We cut 285,000 gallons of diesel out of consumption. And that was on our first 35 buses. So if you took all that out of the equation, you'd have 2.56 million people trying to drive around.
It is about the people. It's about customer service. We work in tangent with Metrolink. We work in tangent with other transportation agencies in order to deliver services to them on time. We're broadening our services. We can do that because we're saving money. We can expand our services. We did a study that showed 700 people from the Antelope Valley actually going into Mojave every day. So we needed to provide service for those people. So we're not only putting people to work, but we're saving the environment and we're saving them money. I don't know how much better it can get.
We think about things that some might say is impossible, and we make them possible. To transition from all diesel to all electric and to be the first in the world to do that, it's a tremendous story. We've already saved 1 million miles in fuel that can actually stay in the ground and be there for future generations. We're going to continue to save as we go into the future, and I think that's what's going to be most important, that our footprint will be a lot less. I mean, we're making history. We're making history here, and I don't know, there's just something very special about that.